Oh my goodness, whose car is this? It looks a bit hammered. Oh, there's a spare grommet there as well. Okay, there's a few things we're going to check out on this. It's done over 300,000 Ks and it's a V6. It's a 1GRFE. It's Sam's car. So we'll call the video Sam's car. Check it out or something like that. That wire there, I don't really like that. That's what I've noticed straight away. Nice dry transfer case, dry transmission. Mate, what are you doing here?
Putting the oil pan back on.
Putting the oil pan, putting the sump back on. Okay, that's probably a good idea. Why do we take the oil pan off? This looks nice and new. Why'd the oil pan come off? What are we doing there? V6, mate. We've got to check it on the V6. You've got to pull the oil pan off. And you do have to check it or you could be wasting your time. Have we got good news or bad news for Sam?
Good news.
Good news. The oil pickup, 100% all clear. So you have got yourself a gem. And it's not, everybody thinks I'm trying to sell diesel. Well, mate, you know, 1KD last of the best, but the 1GR second best. I know some people aren't going to like that, but it just depends what the purpose of the vehicle is for you. And both engines have their pros and cons. This is the sump going back on. We've talked about that in other videos. We might get back to it, but let's just have a look around and do a bit of a 5 to 10 minute inspection for Sam and let him know what he needs to do. Now, his tyres are good. It's had a lot of driving done to it, over 300,000 Ks, and it looks like it's got the original suspension. That is absolutely crazy. Have a look at it. It's just worn. Look at the dust boots been rubbing on there. Old original stuff. That is crazy. But we've got to look at the positives. Must have got a roadworthy and someone looked at the lower control arms. We're not going to look at those. The boots are split probably, blah, blah, blah. So someone's put some arms in it. They're probably an aftermarket type because most people aren't going to be crazy enough to buy the genuine ones. But they're done at both sides, absolutely. Let's see what else we can find. So suspension, it's original. It certainly needs a suspension upgrade and that'll probably happen. But it's fix the heart before the Botox. Maybe we should call the video that, fix the heart before the Botox. Hey, Sam, Sam's car, fix the heart before the Botox. Anyway, you got to check the sump and make sure the heart's good before you bother with any of the Botox. While the bash plate's off, have a bit of a look around. Oh, it's got a starter motor as well. It's copped a fresh starter motor. Nice one. I didn't ask much of a story with this one, but I'm not sure if Sam's aware, but the new starter motor is in place with a new lower control arm. So that's two things you don't have to worry about. Something he's going to need to not worry about but replace is the front wheel bearings. Looks like it's had drive shafts at some stage too. Oh, they've worked on it. They've put a new inner boot on the front drive shaft, so that's good. Let's check this side. This one might have been replaced at some stage. I don't think it's the original, but it doesn't look quite as fresh as this one, does it? Nah, that's it. That one's looking fresher. Original old suspension needs changing. Radiator, let's check the radiator for leaks. Looking up there. Looking pretty good for an old radiator, an old 120 V6. So I wouldn't change it yet, but oh, there's a little bit of, see that little bit of, that little whitey pinky staining. So there's going to be a very minor leak there. Not a big deal, not something to worry about at the moment. And it hasn't got a bull bar, so we don't need to check for those little blocks rubbing on the radiator like you've seen on other videos. If you subscribe with the bell on, I recommend you do subscribe with the bell on for you. Not for me, but it'd be good for me as well because let's get it to 100,000. Can we do that? Can you tell a friend about this channel and say, mate, you might want to check this out. Do me a favour, subscribe, turn the bell on just to help this bloke out because then I can get some award for 100,000 subscribers. You get some, hey, do you know about that on YouTube? You get some 100,000, you know? Yeah. You get some like trophy thing, you know? Look at me, look what I can do. Now look at, back at this red wire again. It comes to the tow bar plug. So it could be a live wire in there to one of those pins. We're not really sure what it is. It could be to do with a brake controller. It could be anything, but either way, at some stage, it's gonna have some power running through it and you can see all the places it's rubbing, zip tied and just sort of hanging around, dangling around a bit and up over there. I don't like it not in corrugated split tubing and I don't like it just sort of hanging around, you know, just sort of hanging around. Lots of things where it could go wrong, rub on, get a branch cord. It's all up over the top there. Someone could have taken a little bit more effort to just put it in a small corrugated split tubing and run it a little bit neat. And the things they've chosen to zip tie it to, oh, and look, you got a metal guard. Look at that. Oh, this case in point, right? Look at this. Oh my goodness, how close is that to rubbing through? We're going to change the name of the video now to, oh my goodness, is this car going to burn down while it's in Anthony's workshop, right? Look at that, right? So that's one for Sam to check out. Whew. Just going to try and push it away a bit for now, and I'll send him the video. Anyway, I'm not here to check that wire, to be honest, but I'd be checking that whole wire all the way. I'd be doing more than checking it. I'd be taking it out and reinstalling it. I guess maybe there's a brake controller in there. I don't know where that wire starts, but it's up there somewhere as guess. I can guess where things are, right? Up there somewhere. How you going, mate? How's that sump going? All good? All back on? Make it nice, yeah. Trying to make it nice and tidy. All right, so the main thing is if it doesn't leak with that sump there, bada bing, bada boomski. Let's have a bit of a look around up on the engine bay. Let's just briefly say, check in the oil pickup so you can see if the oil pickup's blocked because it's missed some services. It can end up bad news. We've seen it many times before, heard about it even more. It's a rare thing if you maintain the vehicle correctly. All comes down to oil changes. Oil changes are much cheaper than new engines, and you can't get new engines for these. So let's have a look upstairs. One more thing before we go upstairs. You might have noticed this is a Grande. And I don't know who does this oil change and these cleanups, but that's just... let's talk about the airbags just quickly. It's got some... Well, these are the lower trailing arms, by the way. And it's got some, looks like Super Pro, or at least some nolithane bushes in the upper arm as well have been done. I'd say all part of the roadworthy, so it's had some work done because that big grunty V6 is pushing and pulling on the diff, and it probably had some very minor cracks in it. Now, at some stage, I believe this airbag has been replaced, not recently, but recently, because it's way too clean down the bottom. It's got a bit of dust on it up there, so it could have been a couple of years ago. And you look at the little knob where it goes through at the bottom, it doesn't match the rest of the car. So it's been replaced, that's the good news, and it looks in pretty good condition. I don't know if it's genuine or not. I'm not looking that far at this stage. This bump stop could be original, I'd say. Looks like it's been hit, slammed a few times. Not a big deal, but yeah, something to think about replacing since it seems everything else has been replaced. This airbag, I would say, got replaced recently, so someone's probably had some issues with this, cracked it, and going, I'm selling the car, I've had enough of this, even though everything's fixed now. Because that looks like a new airbag. Again, I don't know if it's genuine or not. It looks different to this one. If you look at the top of that one, it's white. I can't remember what the genuine ones look like. And up the top there, it's got that white zip tie. So it is different. They could both be aftermarket. One could be genuine. I don't know. They've been replaced at different times. The main thing is that they've been done. And this one has also got a new bump stop at this side as well, with all these bushes and that. So overall, that is actually pretty good. I'd be under here with the paint. They're giving all this a bit of a touch up and cleaning up the diff and a bit of paint there as well, because just surface rust, I don't like it. Give it a good clean up. Some lanolin, you know that inox, what is it, MX4, this sort of thing, paint, oil protection. Rear wheel bearings have probably never been done, so it's something to think about. They look pretty original to me. I'd be really seriously looking into those as one of the next things, maybe with suspension or some sort of suspension modification, depending what's the vehicle's going to be used for. Bit of corrosion on the wheel, so it might have come from interstate. Bit of a beach car. Pads and rotors, LSI auto, but they're okay for now. Don't forget the discount code, 4x4 diesel. More discount codes 4x4 diesel on more websites coming your way soon. I'm working on it. Nothing in it for me. I'm just setting up discounts for you. Let's have a look under the bonnet and wrap this one up. Well, it's all good news. The oil pickup's good. The car's good. Let's have a bit of a look around under the bonnet. The mighty V6. Bulletproof. Not. Seems like it might need some belts or pulleys or something. Sounds a bit tired. Let's have a bit of a look around under here. Better if the light's on. Looks dry. No oil leaks, that's good. Always can't, no such thing as too much brake fluid flushes. I'd give that a flush simply because it's got the wrong colour. I don't know what they've used. An expensive master cylinder, if it lets you down, need to be very careful of the procedure on that. But that's another job that I recommend, a brake fluid flush. bone dry engine down here, no oil leaks, which is always good. Because the oil pickup's not blocked, not too worried about the oil strainer thingamajigs, you know the things. If you don't, check the playlist on the V6 engine or on our 120 V6, that playlist, either of those two playlists have the info you need. I'm just having a really quick browse through here with a camera. That wire we looked at, you know, comes up here. You can see it's got a relay. It's not even a, let me just see. So that wire going to the back. Yep, definitely goes to that relay. So, and the wires go into the fuse box. I'm not going to go any further. I don't know what it's for. I could work it out, but it's not going to be in this video. But I'd be working that one out if this was my car, ASAP. Oh, hang on, there we go. We've got a little circuit breaker down there, which is mounted upside down, which means they fill up with water and go all rusty and corroded. Right, so that could come around and be related. I know that's that wire, so that could be, so it could all still be for a brake controller. I'd have to trace the wiring, so that's probably going to go inside the car, right, across here, down there, to the circuit breaker. From the circuit breaker, maybe that's one of these wires that goes up into here. Anyway, enough time wasted. So we think it's for a brake controller. So that means the wire is hot when you put your foot on the brake. So if it's shorted out and you've got your foot on the brake, the car could burn to the ground. That's the only bad news, really. And there it is, bada bing, bada boomski. Right, your brake controller, 4 wires. One goes to the stoplight switch and one goes that wire to the back of the car. The other two is your positive and negative. It's not a lesson on brake controllers. It's just a warning about cars burning to the ground. On this one, I'd recommend front wheel bearing replacement soon. Something happening with the suspension. The airbags are good. Maybe just new front struts or something. Depends what the vehicle's going to be used for. Plenty of oil changes, plenty of coolant changes. Consider the radiator, because it's happened before where the plastic snaps off and then obviously it cooks the engine. That's another full failure. Brake fluid flushes, power steering flush, maybe transmission flush, because it's got the awesome 5-speed auto. Diff oil changes and clean up that mess. Maybe a water pump and a BFE job with the radiator and that sort of thing. We don't have a BFE kit for these yet, but I'm working on it. Subscribe, turn the bell on. What I've actually got is I've got the all the pulleys, and I'm going to see if one of the pulleys, new pulleys, fits on the tensioner, so you don't have to go the expensive way and get the tensioner. If not, I'm going to see if I can source the bearing, which we've done this on the V6s before, where depending which one it is, which model and which bearing, some of them are hard to source and apparently you can't get, but maybe you can. So we'll do the exercise again and we'll let you know in another video. So catch you then. If you subscribe with the bell on, bada bing, bada boom, or bingo, bango, eat a mango.